Today's the 8th of August 2019 and I'm talking to Berney Connolly. Thanks very much for chatting to me. Just want to find out, like you say you grew up here in Longford.
I did, Michael,
Yeah. And you were a lonely son, was it?
I was an only child, yeah.
Yeah.
Still an only child.
Yeah. And what school did you
We're
work
our child now. It's St Michael's Boys' School.
Very good.
And then the technical school afterwards.
Good. And you went straight into work, I presume, after that?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Did you stay in any place in any length of time, or did you do mix?
I went into the Longford Arms garage first.
Garage?
Yes.
That's the kind of a thing.
Longford Arms Hotel.
Yeah. There's a thing out the front, so that actually was a working.
That was a garage, yes. There's only the wall of it there now.
Yeah,
Where you see the alcoves there.
As you're going into the car park, is there?
There's two alcoves there. That's where the petrol pumps were.
All right.
Right.
Never knew that.
I worked there for a little while, and then I graduated. I walked over there after a week.
All right. You lasted long.
There's too many bosses.
Oh, okay.
One fellow would tell you to do something, another fellow would come and take you away and do something else.
Stuff.
And then another fellow would tell you to do something else, and then you had the first fellow come fighting with you because you hadn't done. So he asked you to do.
So you had enough of that then.
That was chaotic.
But back in the day, like, them days, there would have been lots of work though.
There was no work would have been very scarce. You're talking about the 1950s.
Okay.
Mass immigration at that time.
Yeah.
I was always lucky I could walk from one job into another.
All right. People knew you for good work, like, and you were an honest man.
Well, I was popular. I walked out with Pierce's after a week simply because there was no dinner time. My mother was giving out to me.
Yeah.
I was left there to man the pumps and everything when they were all gone to their dinner. And I'd be going to my dinner at 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So I was there a week. Monday came, the following Monday. 1 o'clock come, I put on my coat. And one of the four men started roaring at me, where did they think I was going? I said, I'm going home for my dinner. He said, you'll go when I tell you. And I said, I'm going now.
Yeah.
And I walked out.
Fair play to you, like.
It was stronger language than that.
I'd say so.
Anyway, then I went to work with Frankie Smith.
Okay.
Pat Smith in Dublin Street he was a building contractor.
Okay.
And I was out at Curlea, where the trackway is now.
All right.
I was out there building a house with them, and it still stands today. All the windows and doors were made on the site.
Wow. That's the visitor centre, is it? Like,
yeah,
where
just
people
past
come now?
that, before you come out on the Lanesborough Road, there's an old two-storey house.
Yeah.
You know the house now.
Yeah.
That was built back in the 1950s.
That's a great thing for Longford, isn't it?
Well, 1956, I'd say. It is a great thing for Longford.
It is, like, yeah.
Great tourist attraction.
Definitely.
Though I don't think they're getting the crowds that they deserve there.
Yeah. No, it's a kind of a tough one, isn't it, the Longford kind of tourism?
There's not much tourism around Longford as such.
Yeah. Even though we have some
many visitors coming.
We have great beauty spots and great historic. Yeah. They should be all kind of.
Like Ballinalee there is associated with Sean McKeown.
That's right, the forge.
Blacksmith Forge is still there.
The forge is still there, like,
Marie Edgeworth then and Edgeworth Town.
That's probably the worst of it. They're all kind of scattered around. It's not in the one area, like.
But historic tour along.
Yeah, tour, like, yeah, it's true, yeah.
We'll take up a whole day.
Day and more, yeah.
Goldsmith.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Ballyman.
There is a great, there's a lot to shout about in Longford. Yeah. I met him, the sculpture outside.
No, I'm talking about Leo Casey, the poet.
Oh, right.
You were talking about Casey out in Newtown Castle.
That's it, yeah. The sculpture, the
Bog
Oak.
Yes.
He's a nice man, yeah.
Well, there was Leo Casey, famous, and Parry Cullum.
Yeah.
They're all famous.
There's a lot.
Charlotte, somebody I see it on one of the roundabouts there.
Yeah. No, there's a lot. And did you work for him for long then? Like,
I was there about 6 months. I left. I went into Pierce's garage then to work.
Back to the garage work. Like.
And I was there about another 6 months.
You didn't find your calling yet?
No, I tell you what happened. 1956 happened. There they were fighting in the Middle East. Suez Canal was blocked.
Yeah.
There was several ships sunk in the Suez Canal, and there was no oil coming through. And Pierce hadn't sold one car that year.
Wow.
And on one Friday evening, he let 8 of us go. He let us go to take us back again when things would pick up.
It was just his hand was forced, like there
Yeah.
wasn't. There was always his
And
hands.
he actually got me a job in the Longford Arms. But he didn't know I had been in the Longford Arms before, but I didn't tell him.
Yeah.
So I just didn't, I said I wouldn't work on the Longford Arms, that's what I told
Yeah.
him. He was putting me in there until things would pick up with
That was
him.
nice of him to look after you like that.
He
like,
did look after me,
he was
yeah.
like a nice, good man, yeah.
But that was on a Friday evening, and I went home and I picked up the Longford News. I looked at it, and there Welch's Bakery were looking for a bread van driver. I had never been out on the road in my life, but I knew how to drive round the garage, you see.
All right.
Up and down off the
You were
lift
taking
and
a
in and
chance.
out. I knew how to drive. Just I wouldn't have known the rules of the road that
Yeah.
good. So anyway, I went to Thomas Welch and I asked him for a job. And he said, have you a licence? I didn't have a driving licence. But I would be 17 on Monday morning. The following Monday morning. This was Friday evening now. Monday morning I came and I went in and got a driving licence. I didn't need a birth cert or anything at that time. You just told them what age you were.
That was it. Did you have to do a test like you?
No, 10 shillings, pay 10 shillings, and I have a licence to drive a bus even pulling a trailer.
Stop.
I still have it.
And you probably couldn't drive. You know, if,
Articulated lorries. I got a full licence to do everything, and I'd never been on the road.
well, and did you drive for long for them then? Like,
It was 11 years on
11
and on
years.
for Thomas Welch, yeah.
I imagine today, like, it's very hard to get a
Never had
license
an
or.
accident in my life.
Exactly. You know, it's very hard to get a license or anything today. Now there's so many
Yeah,
obstacles.
but there was
but
hardly any traffic
on the road.
that
It would have
day.
been spare. Yeah,
It was rare
spares,
that you'd
yeah.
see a car nearly.
Yeah, and they're a lot faster now. We're presuming.
I know
Like,
they're playing now. You wouldn't do it today, no.
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 Very laxy-daisy back then. Now.
So then I got married and I needed more wages and Hamlin's ambulance factory. I met Tommy Lyons one night, he was the foreman in there, he asked me to come out and work with them.
Alright.
I told him what I could do, like.
I think my grandfather worked there as well for a time. I don't know.
He could have.
Big Ron,
I
yeah.
don't remember him working there.
I remember there was talk about it. Someone mentioned about that now.
I was there from 1967 until 1978.
And that man sadly
It was
passed away
11
there.
years there.
He's passed away last year.
I
wasn't it?
went to school with Noah, like.
Yeah.
Nice fella.
And would have been many working in the factory, like.
There was 13, I was the 13th in there, and when I left there was over 300.
Wow.
It had grown.
Big employer, like.
And at that time there was over 40,000 of a wage bill
Wow.
coming into the town. Like that was being spent locally.
That's big money.
Great money it was.
Yeah.
At that time, you know.
It was a nice touch then to see that.
That'd be equal to $500,000 being
Yeah.
spent nowadays a week. It's
Wow.
would be more.
It was a nice touch to see them redo the old ambulances on the forecourse there. I know you've seen them there. on the Garage Court.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's one there. There's two there now, isn't there?
Two.
Yeah. And there's one out in Clondra.
Alright.
There's a Casey lad out there. He worked in ambulance, and
Alright.
he has one out there. Oh, who else has one?
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Fahey in Ballymahon has one as well. It was him got that one for Patrick
Alright.
and
They're all coming out of the woodwork, like. Very good.
found it in a scrapyard somewhere.
Yeah.
So he got another one since Joe did. He has another one out there.
Well,
Ballymahon.
it's nice to see them, redone, like,
Well, there would be ones that
After.
were made for the Irish market,
yeah.
but most of the ambulances were going over to England. It was 15 a week.
15 a week.
Yeah, fully finished ambulances from start to finish.
That's an awful lot, like.
Yeah.
Would that
And
be.
some weeks there was 16 and 17.
How many over many years is like this going on along? I presume it went on
And
a long
that
time.
built up over I'd say over about a 5-year period. It went from nothing to full production.
That's an awful scale, isn't it? If ambulance is going to, well.
And then Maggie Thatcher was in power, and England were in trouble financially.
It changed everything.
And they quit ordering ambulances. They started converting minibuses over in England into ambulances.
Well.
And that's why when the aggro started in Handlands, because he was looking for redundancies. And they were down to 9 a week at that time when they left.
Oh, you can understand, like,
Well,
from
not
15...
when they left, but shortly after I left, they were down to 9 a week. The reason they left was to build this house here.
Oh, right.
I bought the site in 1978 and I left Handlands and started building my house.
You built this yourself?
I did,
Well.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades now, like, you're a handyman at everything, like.
It was always good at woodwork and stuff like that.
Yeah, a fine house then.
It was good at mechanical drawing as well.
Well. Your talents
In
had
fact,
no
Alan
end.
wanted me to go into the drawing office out there.
And you didn't want to do that?
Well, I wouldn't, because there was 2 qualified draftsmen in there, and I wouldn't be qualified. I mean, he was telling me there was nothing into it, he said, you know. But he seen potential in me too, I'd say.
And what did you do after that then, like, or?
When I was finished at the house, my job was still open in Handlands,
Well.
but there was an awful aggro going on out there with strikes and everything.
How many ambulances were there down to building a week then, like?
They were down
if any?
I think they were down to a few a week. They weren't doing many anyway.
You imagine, like, to be a lot in it, like, you know, even at the same time building an ambulance, like.
And there was a lot
wasn't
of
just-
people still there, but he wanted to get rid of some of them, and that's why what started all the aggravation and the strikes. And
like, his hand was forced by, you know, sources that he couldn't control, you know,
right,
it wasn't his.
Yeah.
Well,
The situation at the time, it was an awful loss to Longford. I started working on insurance then.
for a local company, was it?
I don't know, it might sound like I'm bragging or something. But I worked my way from part-time, temporary agent, up to manager.
Oh, wow.
I did, with Royal Labour.
Well,
Worked my way up to full-time agent, then district inspector, then manager.
he must have been a good salesman, like.
Well, I don't know whether I was or not.
Oh, you must have been if you were a manager now, like.
I
work
always
your way up
told the
that way.
truth.
Yeah.
I was always honest with people. You know, I wouldn't sell somebody something that I wouldn't buy myself.
Yeah. But there's a lot that would now today now.
I know,
Yeah,
a lot of people like that in my time.
Yeah. Yeah, they have I suppose some of them have a bad rep, alright, like, but.
Some of them deserve it, to be honest.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah.
You see where going on, you know, when you're at that business.
But you're a big fan of the music as well, like, you aren't you?
I'm playing music all my life, yeah.
When did you start, like, or?
Actually, there was music all around me growing up. You had the Purdies and the Mastersons and the Feenies.
And where did the music love of music come from? Like, was it from a family thing? Was it?
No, it's not in the family anywhere that I know of.
No.
Well, it might be just because none of them had an instrument.
Yeah. So what did you play then yourself?
The accordion.
Ah.
I played the guitar for a while later on. When I couldn't get a guitar player, I picked up the guitar myself and started learning the time of the show bands.
So you are a man of many skills, like.
Oliver.
Yeah.
And we both played together with Brendan Carney as well.
Ah, very good.
The Everglades.
The Everglades. I heard there were so many band names and that he was involved with. Like, he would have been played with different bands all the time. Like, it was kind of a.
Well, we were the Hurricanes at that time.
Hurricanes.
Before that, I was into Connolly music,
All right.
Irish music.
So that's
Started
what
off with dance bands, and then I graduated into Connolly bands.
like, I was talking to another man there the other week, like, and he was just showing me this book about music, you know, the music scene, like, it was like...
Probably Spotlight, was it?
You know, I had a book on the history of, like, show band music.
Yes.
And, like, from all the pictures and the whole thing, all the halls and all different things, like that, it was a massive, massive thing, like, I don't think it's half as what it was back today as it was.
Not a quarter, not 1/10 of what it was.
Yeah.
There's no venues to play at now.
Yeah. That's it. It wasn't a Reynolds, Longford Arms that started off the halls and all that.
He had... Reynolds' family had an old hall in Rooski. I played in it. And they had to bring out a hearse so we could play in it. And the floor was rotten. We were warned not to play any too fast to music because it'd fall through the floor. Didn't know that.
Wow.
And I remember Joe Reynolds. He was at home at the time. He'd be one of the Reynolds brothers. It was Jim and Albert and Joe. And Albert would have been working with CIE at that time, Clark on the railway. And Joe was in the home place, and I remember the night we were playing. We only played there because we were told we're going to build a new hall. Jim was coming home from, I don't know, was it Australia or Canada? He was coming home and he was going to build a new hall.
Right.
So that's the only reason we played in the old hall.
Yeah.
But Joe was going around with bits of boards under his arm and nails and a hammer, nailing bits of
Patchwork
boards.
as it was going on,
the
like.
floor. And that's no lie, it was rotten.
Wow. Wow.
So from that it grew, you know.
Yeah.
Jim come home, he did build a new hall, and then they bought the Longford Arms and built a hall there, and then...
Yeah. And the rest is history, like, the
then
place popped up
Mullingar
everywhere.
and everywhere else around,
Yeah.
Fairyland and Roscommon.
But you got people from far and wide as well, like, coming, like, it
13
wasn't...
halls at the
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
So he could control the bands then.
Yeah. And was there good money in it, like, you know?
There was never any money in
No.
it. No.
It was just the joy of playing and the whole...
Morris
Scene.
Mulcahy. I used to think there was the big bands, we'll call them at the time. I thought they were getting great money.
Yeah.
I found out later that they weren't.
Well...
I actually seen proof of it. Cancelled cheques. When you write out a cheque long ago, it would go to the bank, right? The bank would send it back to the person who wrote it. It would come back to you. If I wrote a cheque and gave it to you,
it would come back to you
it
to
goes through the
confirm
bank. It
it.
would eventually come back to me. But it would have been paid on and all and stamped by the bank. It was just a cancelled cheque, they used to call it. So I seen those.
Yeah.
I seen a whole box of them for different bands. Morris Mulcahy was coming up from Mitchellstown in Cork to play in Longford for £45 with a 15-piece orchestra.
Wow.
So you tell me where's the money in it there?
Yeah.
Bands, musicians were getting about £2 a piece. That's what they were getting a night. No matter what they tell you now, when you hear about the millions they were making, they weren't.
Wow.
Because there were two at Berney.
That's a shock, like, yeah.
There was 600 or 700 bands registered with the Irish Federation of Musicians, and there was as many more not registered. And they were all out playing.
So really, the people were spoilt, basically.
There
is what you're
was
telling me,
music every night. There was dancing every night in the week somewhere. Even
Wow.
Christmas night there was dancing.
Christmas night.
Yeah, in certain places.
Yeah. That's a shock now. It looks so, like, from images and stuff I've seen, it looks so glossy. Everybody look when they see him on the what they were wearing.
Glamorous. It was
very glamorous looking, yeah.
It was, aye.
And like,
And the halls were comfortable, you know, compared to what they were before that. It was schoolhouses you were playing, and I played in schoolhouses
well,
at the start.
so basically, it was yourselves, the band members, that were actually going out buying the suits and all the equipment and
Oh, it was, aye.
yeah. It was the love and joy of playing and the crowds.
Well, it wouldn't be the love and joy. You did get a few bob over it. You could buy a lot that time for £1.
Yeah. Mm.
£1 sounds nothing now, you know.
Well,
£1 was a lot of money when I was young.
What's the equivalent today now, if you know now?
Well, I suppose a €50 note
Oh, not so bad.
would be like £1 long ago. in or about.
Yeah. Like, talk about, like, is there any little, nuggets of, stories and things that would have happened back then that people might be aware of?
I could read a book. Book bands.
Well, fire away, tell me there, you can.
No, I found what they call the bigger bands. I found them very decent lads. They're like the Royal Show Band. Like, I got a puncture one day along the road, and most people would just drive past you. They pulled up behind me. Like, we didn't look like a band. We had only a hired out car. It's just the drums were sticking out at the back of it.
Alright. And they seen their fellow professionals.
Yeah, they come and give us a hand. They were decent lads.
Fair play.
They were.
And you said you would have played in different venues, like a school.
Well,
School hall.
From that, I played in the Plaza in Belfast. I played in the City Hall in Cork.
Well,
Played in the Mansion House in Dublin. I played at some of the biggest venues in the country.
they would have been big events, like, obviously.
They would. Well, they were big venues. They were just all the big crowd. No, I grew up with music all around me. Billy and Paddy Masters, and they were twin brothers. They played accordion.
Yeah.
I used to be looking at them playing,
So that's how you learned, was it?
Everybody else doing it, you do.
Yeah.
Just what's around you at the time.
So you learned yourself more or
I
less?
did. Self-taught.
That'd be tough, like, you're just looking at somebody, or is it the ear, or is it just looking at somebody, or how do...
No, you develop your ear. You do.
Yeah.
It's not there at the beginning, it's not.
Yeah.
You have a love to try and do the same as they're doing.
It's persistence then, like, yeah. And you might actually play it for me later on, maybe. You have it there.
I will play a tune. I get the accord.
Yeah.
I have 6 of them out here.
You have 6?
Accordion. It's half of one and half of another one.
Oh, well. And do you mend them, or you got that mender, was it?
Pardon? No, I bought it as it is.
All right.
What would you like to hear now?
Oh, whatever's your favourite now, I don't mind.
I have no favourites at all.
I couldn't name a tune on top of my head now, to be honest with you. Just whatever comes to your mind, I don't mind.
You name one, if I know what I'd play it for you.
sweet melody in that now. What was the name of that?
La Paloma.
La Paloma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
A bit of Irish.
Yeah, I like that, very nice.
It's the flavour of what I do.
That's beautiful.
A bit of French.
Yeah, that's the original. That's where it came from, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never lost it. No, you never lost it.
So you've Italian, you've Irish, and you've
Yeah.
French. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very nice. Italian. What was the Italian? Nepaloma.
Could be German.
No, if you want.
I put it in my head.
And that was very nice. Appreciate that. Now.
Well, I'm out of practice. I haven't played for about.
You're out of practice.
Yeah. I haven't played for about 10 weeks or more, 3 months. The hernia operation there.
Ah, right. That wouldn't have helped now.
No, I wasn't able to play.
Yeah.
We'll be starting to get back to it now.
Yeah. And would you play like there now? Would you play for a while on your own, just different tunes or your own music you like, or just?
I could go into the room there and play. I love Scottish music as well.
Scottish, yeah. You probably play the bagpipes then, or something, or the inland pipes or something.
No, but I can imitate them on the accordion.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lovely sound out of that. Like, that would have been one of the first ones. No, you bought no, or?
Ah, no, I only bought that about a year and a half ago.
Oh, right.
Well,
What made you buy it then?
Fella down in June.
All right. You like the look of it, was it, or the sound?
No, I wanted something smaller. I had a big. I
right.
traded in a big one for it.
Okay.
But it's a mishmash of the whole. It's
Yeah,
not
you're
hard to
saying.
one accordion. I know it's not.
Yeah. There's a lovely sound out of it, though. You wouldn't tell. I couldn't tell now, to be honest with you.
Well, it's a Horner. That's original, and that's original. But it's original to a different accordion than this one is.
Yeah.
Some lovely Scottish music too.
Yeah.
There is. What kind of music do you like yourself? Pop stuff, I suppose.
Generalised kind of stuff. Like
Or do
I
you
like a lot of stuff. I
or do
like
you
stuff.
like country?
I do actually like country. I like American country now more than Irish country now. But I like a mix. But that French thing, they're beautiful. One of my favourite country songs actually. Yeah. That was a nice piece.
Just come into me head there.
You can't stop now.
Whatever comes into me head, they just play it. You know?
Yeah. And do you mind me asking a few things about Longford? Like we were talking there before.
Yeah. I'd like to sooner talk about Longford than talk about me.
No. What your knowledge of Longford? Do you know what I mean? Or Longford through you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was different things you mentioned about the cinemas we were talking about.
Yeah, you had Malloy's Picture House in Water Street.
Yeah.
At the entrance there and out to you're going into the shopping centre off Water Street. That's where that was.
And you said that was corrugated, was it?
No, that was a proper cinema.
Yeah.
No, the one in.
No,
it was corrugated. No, that one was corrugated. Yeah, it was. And this was later, when it closed, it was dismantled and brought down to Mohill and erected again and used as a cinema.
Well.
And it was on the site of where Reynolds Hardware is now, in Mohill.
Right.
Do you know Mohill? You do?
I do, yeah.
You know when you go across the main street, you're going into Reynolds Hardware is up there on the right.
All right.
You're going straight through Mohill.
Yeah.
Towards
Lochgreen.
You're coming in from.
You're going right.
You're coming in from
Longford,
and you're going straight across the main street.
Oh.
You come to a crossroads, you go straight across.
All right.
And Reynolds Hardware is up there about 50 yards on the right, and that's where that cinema was erected then. And then there was Stafford. It was never a film in Malloy's. It was before my time.
Right.
But I was at films in Stafford's Picture House.
In Killishree Street.
In Killishree Street.
Yeah.
Where John Joe Riley's is now, you see, that was Stafford's. And then you had Stafford's Yard. There was houses in behind the wall there. Right. There was people living in there. And then there was the cinema. And it was a good big cinema. It was.
Yeah. How many seats, how many would have said, if it was full house now, how many would you get into it?
Well, a few hundred.
Well.
Oh, would I?
Well.
My memory of it would.
Yeah. And there was a couple more you mentioned now.
The very first film I recall seeing, and it was in Stafford's Picture House, and it was on a Christmas day.
Christmas Day.
It was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs,
Oh,
and it was in colour. Up until that, all the films were in black and white. I think it was the first Disney colour film.
I say it would have been massive now. I say it was a full house now.
But it was all packed with kids, you see. It was a matinee on a Christmas Day, especially for kids.
Yeah, screaming and shouting.
Screaming and shouting. And then I remember the Adelphi cinema being built. That would be around, that was in the late 50s too, it was. It would be early 50s, no, it would be the early 50s when it was built. Because I remember it opening. And I was small enough, I was up on the wall looking across at all the lights and all the people outside.
Mm. And this is the place I'm learning more about it.
That's where Aldi's is now.
Aldi. This were music and things, shows would have went on like.
Well, it was mainly a cinema, no? It was a cinema.
Yeah.
But they would have, if travelling shows come to town, but they mostly went to the Odeon, to be honest with you. I did tell you about the circus one time.
You did, yeah.
Came to town and there was no place for it, and they had it in the Adelphi.
Adelphi, yeah.
And then there was big shows used to come to the Odeon cinema. It catered mostly for big shows.
Right.
As well as cinema now. But then you had shows in the Temperance Hall as well.
Yeah.
And then up at the railway station there was another hall, Slowy's restaurant was there after. There was a hall there. I remember being at a show there. And I remember seeing Frank and Harry O'Donovan. They were Abbey actors. They had come to town with a show. I was up beside the railway station. Right beside the station, to the right of it there, just.
I think I learned there recently. My grandfather worked there. Was there a kind of a rest house there as well, or something? Or
there was a restaurant.
There. Restaurant or a hotel? No, there was.
No. It was a Slowy's had a restaurant there. I remember it was called Slowy's Restaurant. Mm-hmm. But before that, there was a hall there. The shows used to come to town. The best show that was ever held in the Odeon, was a local one.
Yeah?
You wouldn't have known Berney Willis, no.
No.
Berney would have come from Mullingar originally. He worked with the ESB. And there was, it's gone now, there was a pub in Richmond Street, Tommy Kelly's pub. And the show was all concocted there. A local show, April Smiles it was called. Everybody that could do anything was in it.
Wow.
And it ran for 3 weeks in the Odeon and it was jam-packed every night.
So.
Everybody that could play anything was in it, everybody that could do anything, sing.
So it was a great spirit about it, like all people that knew everybody and everybody. Yeah. So it would have been great fun to see someone that probably wouldn't have done something like that before. Yeah.
And most of them wouldn't have performed on stage before.
And did you do anything, or something you seen, was it?
No, I was part of the orchestra.
Oh, right.
There was about 20 in the orchestra, out in front of the stage.
Right. Good memories, like. Have any photos of that or anything?
No. That was the best show I ever was in Longford. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
Because it was local, it was packed every night.
Wow.
And after it finished, Charlie Dunn. You wouldn't have known Charlie either. He was a local band leader. He would have been in the orchestra. He was the lead in the orchestra actually at the time. The Berney ran it. Charlie ran it for a week after himself. And it was packed again every night.
Wow. Sounds like it was great fun.
Yeah, it was great. Some funny things happened too. Couldn't talk about them on camera.
Yeah, that's a pity. And what was the play thing about? Like,
it was variety.
Right, just a mix,
of the singers and dancers and musicians, and
we just go up and do a bit.
Well, they were nearly baiting other behind the stage. They had, hey man, next, no, hey man. There was so many in it.
So it was just
kind of. But it ran for 3 weeks, so everybody Everybody got more than one turn anyway.
I was mostly music, or anybody in comedy bits and sketches. Like, yeah.
Remember Jude Flynn wrote a sketch and brought it in there.
Yeah.
It was good. It was great local talent, you know, that day.
Yeah.
Well, you had no computers and no televisions and no anything at that time. You made your own entertainment. And everybody could do something.
Yeah, I think we're worse off for it now, all these phones and everything. Like, I think we are now.
Long ago, yeah.
Because people look at talent instead of making their own skill, or they might have some talent of something, you know, singing or playing music or stuff. And,
Well, you develop other talents when you're not wasting your time looking at a screen. That's what the youngsters are at now.
Yeah.
Morning, noon and night.
That's the only thing to be talking about then, is things going on the other side of the world instead of what's going on in front of them.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's kind of a
I
sad
don't know
thing.
what's going on under their noses.
Yeah. You don't know how lucky you had it now.
I had the best, I think. I think my era had the best youth ever. You know that, the best time during their youth.
I think so. For community spirit, all the different things that were going on, definitely, yeah.
The only thing is you'd be petrified going to school, because you know you were going to get whacked sometime during the day, you know.
Oh, you had to have something.
None of that going on now.
Yeah. No. It's total opposite.
You might get a sum wrong or something, two slaps on that hand and two slaps on that hand.
I remember getting a slap in my face now once or twice myself now.
I know, it was the stick we got anyway at school.
Yeah. That would have been so alright now.
Martin John Timlin, he had a rubber, a solid rubber about that length, about an inch thick. You'd know when you were going to get it, because you see the watch, he was left-handed, you see the watch coming off and going on to the other arrow. You'd know well before ever it came.
Well, yeah. Well, thankfully that's gone now, like, you know.
Oh, thanks be to God. Apart from that, it was a great time to be growing up. You had great freedom. You know, we used to all wander through the fields. We'd be miles away.
And you liked a bit of hunting or fishing, you were saying?
Yeah, fishing and hunting and everything.
Yeah.
Out after rabbits and everything. I remember one day, Tommy Carrigy, he lived beside me, he had a dog, and he was a great gun dog, a big red setter. I brought him for a walk one day down to Camden, and by the time I arrived at Ballykenny Bridge, and I had no gun, I had nothing with me at all, only the dog. By the time I reached Ballykenny Bridge, which is about 3 miles down to Camden, by the time I reached there, I had 2 ducks and about 11 water hens.
Wow.
The dog caught them himself, mooching around the side of the river. You see him diving in.
So he would have killed them as well, like wrung the
I
next
brought him
time.
out in his mouth here alive.
Right. Are you just attending for a walk, or?
I only went for a walk with the dog.
You come back with no food for a week then, like.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a sight, you know. You wouldn't have that nowadays, no.
No. I think it'd be frowned upon now, to be honest with you, today, like, you know. They wouldn't, you know, I think if someone seen a dog doing something like that, I think they'd report it or something.
I know, this was a hunting dog.
Yeah.
These are wild fowl.
Yeah.
They weren't like the ducks you see down the mall that will come out of the water and come to you.
Yeah.
But as you say, it would be frowned upon nowadays.
Yeah.
You'd have the animal rights crowd after you.
Yeah, I think it was kind of okay back then. Nobody kind of, you know, it was all kind of innocent or whatever. But
I was all innocent.
Yeah.
But then, just talking about the freedom that you had.
Yeah.
Go down the railway there for a walk. You could walk miles.
That's why I often went hunting with my grandfather now, and I tell you, you get fit now after it. Like
you
could walk through long grass, you could walk for a long time, and miles, and you slept at night now. I tell you. Do you know what I mean?
You would. You'd be tired.
You would. You ate all the spuds back then. Now, you know. There was no picking and choosing what you wanted to eat.
No, you got whatever you got.
Yeah.
And everybody, most townspeople had a garden and they grew vegetables themselves.
I think that's kind of sad that that's gone. Like,
That's gone.
We're totally reliant on other people, you know.
Yeah. You're reliant on the other side of the world to feed you.
Yeah, or Germany, Aldi, you know. Yeah.
Well, there's stuff coming in there even from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Some of their, in the winter time now. It's
Yeah,
summer in New Zealand, you see. You have all the fruits coming in from, that's where they're coming from, Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah. Like we've lost that skill or
And
that.
South Africa,
Yeah.
we're buying stuff from as well.
But we kind of lost that skill or knowledge of simple things, you know what I mean? Like,
I haven't, no.
you see,
dig the ground and buying a few seeds and grow it, say.
yeah, and that, but you see the Polish people, like, you see them in Canada, they could pick berries and stuff, like, and they'd be making different things, or they'd be, you know, they'd know what to be get, or they'd know what you know, we wouldn't.
Oh, I would. Aye.
But the youth now, myself included now, to be
but
honest,
the youngsters coming up now wouldn't know.
No.
But they wouldn't start, it wouldn't be long learning.
Yeah, it would be the way. Yeah,
if there was no food coming into the country, they'd soon learn how to grow it.
They'd be experts. Yeah. And any other fond memories growing up in Longford? Any things like
the fair days and everything like that.
You would have seen. I've seen pictures now of that. Like you on the main street, like you've any animal, every animal.
Cow dung everywhere.
Yeah.
The shops used to put sawdust on the floors. Because fellas would be coming in with Wellingtons, you see, and be all cow dung and muck and everything. But when the fair would be finished, that street would be washed down. Everybody would be out with hoses and there'd be a big water cart with a big brush on the back of it. Would come driving, would come down to town, and it was horse drawn as well. Big cart full of water, you know, it was a tank, big tank.
And was the man brushing it? Like?
There'd be a big brush, big brush like you see at the car wash.
All right, so that it was roll push. Yeah, I see.
He'd be brushing all the stuff ahead of it, and it'd be all going down the drains.
And there would have been a lot of like. Did you see any of the stables or anything? That stable yards or anything? Or
I did. Clark's there. That'd be PV Fallon's. Remember where PV's was there?
So that would have been a working place now.
I remember, they used to sell every kind of stuff. People would come in there on a Saturday and they'd bring their horse up the yard and
get the
pay so much for him to be
get the shoes done. Then.
No, he wouldn't be shod, no. No, there was a blacksmith down in Killashee Street there, Mikey O'Neill. Do you know St. Bridget's Terrace?
Yeah.
The last house, if you're standing looking over at St. Bridget's Terrace, the far side of the road, and you're looking at it, the last house there. There was a forge.
Oh, right.
If you're going down Killashee Street.
Oh, I know, yeah, I know.
Right, I know where you go in the laneway into the post office.
Yeah, the back of it there, yeah.
Aye, well, there was a little wall there, and just in behind that wall was the forge. Behind the house there.
Oh, I remember there used to be an old wall there, right, like, it went into ruin. I think they knocked it down. I think a while ago.
I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't passed any remarks on it lately. To be honest with you, now I don't know what's there now.
But like them fair days, brought an awful lot to Longford, like in different ways, you know.
Oh, there'd be cart loads of turf there lined up along Killashee Street as well. Fellas, to bring in a horse and cart, a pony and cart, an ass and cart. Be all different prices.
And then there was tenement buildings down at the back of Durkin's, wasn't there?
Oh, there was, yeah.
It would have been different.
Yeah, there was houses there. There was, and up all the gateways there was houses.
Yeah. Like
people living up all the laneways,
Yeah.
There where Berney Crossing is now. I remember being in there visiting somebody. There was people living in there.
The amazing how it's changed so much and how it changes over time as well with different things like. And like there was 50 pubs.
Well, Longford was a small place at that time, you see.
It was very popular though.
I remember Teffia Park being built.
Yeah, well.
I remember who made the roads even. They were built first. The roads were made first, and you know some of the original roads are still there. The concrete.
Yeah.
They were the original. That was the original road, the concrete road.
They had to replace one
They
part of
tarred
that.
over some of it there, I see, lately.
Yeah, they had to do one section of
Yeah.
that side, that cement side actually.
Contractor called McCartan, he did the roads.
Was
And
he a
then-
local man, was he? Or?
No, I don't know where he was from. And then McInerney, I think he was a Clare man. He built the houses. It was all gangs of men, blocklayers and plasterers and plumbers. They go in gangs. They get so much time to do a house, and they get so much money for it. Maybe 3 days to plaster a house, and here's money for it.
Teffia and
The
builder contractors that would come
and then
in.
McInerney, and then all the old carpenters and blocklayers at that time, builders were telling you, oh man, look to them, they won't stay up. All them houses were built, the whole estate was finished in 10 months. And every block that went into them houses was made on the site. Would you believe that?
Huh? The blocks were made on the site.
Yes. At that time, it would have taken a gang of men a year to build one house.
Can't believe that now.
Your man come in with new technology. He had conveyor belts bringing the blocks up to the boys as they were going up higher and higher and higher.
So people looking at this, but this would have been a really modern kind of a... You wouldn't even have that today now, the conveyor belt.
The blocks were all made by hand, one at a time, with a tamping machine. You know, there was this thing you put in a...
It would not take a week or days for that to dry out then, no?
Oh yeah, but they were left there. They were
yeah.
a pallet, we called that a pallet. That dropped into the little box. Right. And there was mixers going where the green area is now in Teffia.
Green, like.
Right. There was a whole row of mixers and fellas working round the clock, 24 hours. They were on shifts.
Would have had to been like
And
that.
some fellas were doing 2 shifts, you know, to make money, because there was great money to be made there.
And it would have only been
At the time
10
when there was
months.
no work anywhere else.
It would have been a once off, like...
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a once off chance to get a few bob together.
Yeah.
So,
Well...
so the whole scheme was completed in 10 months.
And there's a lot of houses...
And the old fellas were saying, oh, carpenters and that, man, look at them, they won't stay up. You know, they were built too quick.
Well... And they were
And the
solid...
blocks would have been too fresh as well. They would have been very fresh, I'd say, alright.
And they're
And
solid...
still, the queue were in a few days, you know.
Yeah.
So how do you know what you're getting when you buy them from the ladies or anyone like that? You go up and get blocks from them. You don't know how long they're made.
Yeah, true.
As long as the set, when they're gone hard, they're gone hard.
That's it. No matter where they're made, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, George. Yeah, true.
But those fellas there had sore arms from carrying these blocks. They had to take them and carry them by hand and put them on the ground, stack them.
Would have been hard labour, like.
Oh, it was hard labour, yeah.
Yeah. My family are in Teffia, and my father would have grew up there now.
He would.
Yeah. But them the houses now are solid. I never heard of any issues with
No, they were
any
great. They were
Teffia
great
houses.
houses, great.
Like. Yeah.
There was none built like them since.
Yeah.
Around Longford anyway.
And did you remember like the swimming pool like being built or before the time before
I
that?
remember the canal being drained
Yeah.
and filled again and drained again and filled again before they decided to put the swimming pool on it.
Yeah.
I actually remember one time, I was very small at the time. My aunt lived in Harbour Row. I remember a barge in the canal harbour there, and I remember playing on it.
I think
That
it's-
barge would have come from Dublin, bringing Guinness and stuff and grain and stuff like that. And all kinds of goods to the hardware shops. And
I've only seen pictures, the old pictures now. I think
and
that.
there was a harbour there, a big harbour, with a big chain around it.
Mm.
The bollards and a big thick links, the chain, you know, they were massive.
It's a pity. I think they should have left it now.
Of course they should, it was a great amenity. I remember, they're talking about music, I remember a dance on the Canal Harbour. It was Frozen in 1947.
Wow.
And I was in my aunt's house that night sleeping when I heard the music. And the harbour was all lit up, and Charlie Dunn's band were playing, and they were all dancing on the ice.
Wow. That would have been some sight now. Even thinking about it, like it sounds.
Even thinking about it is right.
Yeah. Well.
You never get winters like that now when they're talking about global warming and everything.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
And extreme weather.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this weather is as bad as what people are saying now. You just get very excited over silly things now. But that would have been a lovely sight to see now.
Mm.
And it would have been a big square and all, wouldn't it? It would have been a lovely size.
It was a big white harbour. It was.
Yeah, as I said to you, the only thing I seen was pictures like. I remember seeing there was an old horse and cart and it had Fun Fair on it, written on it. There was one image I seen like. Would have been very small little Fun Fair now, and the games and funds. I don't know what it would have been now. There would have been.
That would have been on the market square. That would have been a carnival, they call it.
Yeah.
There'd be swinging boats.
Yeah.
And there'd be chairplanes, they used to call them, the seats that go around.
Yeah.
But that's all that would be there, and maybe a roulette wheel then for you to gamble on.
Yeah. Alright.
Thornton's, they used to. Waxy Thornton was his name. Big tall man. They used to come with them amusements to the market square.
And going through the town, like in your mind, like you know, is there any spots have changed dramatically, or
the whole lot has changed.
the whole lot, like
the whole lot.
Yeah.
I told you I was driving a bread van. I was doing two deliveries a day. Without going outside the town, it would take me the whole day to do 2 deliveries.
Yeah.
With all the shops there was. You'd know big pubs that time around. There was a bar and grocery, a bar and hardware. The bar was only secondary. And there was 52 pubs in Longford at that time.
There is some pubs still like that now. There's one in Newtown,
Casey's.
Huey's. No, it wouldn't be Casey's now. It'd be up the road there.
The Bowens.
Yeah. They have the old kind of that shop front there.
They didn't change. Well, Casey's didn't change much either.
And Huey's there in town there in Dublin Street.
Yeah, Huey died, yeah.
Huey died, yeah.
Well, that's what all the shops were like. One thing. Paddy Horrigan had 3 shops in Longford at one time. He had one in Ballymahon Street, one in Main Street where Keller was.
3 in the one town, like.
Yeah, and one in Lower Main Street.
And do you remember going in, like when you were a young lad, going into any shops and thinking, wow, look at this, or this is new, or this is modern?
I tell you a good one now, where Providers were there.
The glass place now.
Yeah. Before they came there around 1952, I think. Before they came there was a Scottish family there, Duncans.
Wouldn't have heard of it now, no.
Yeah. And before then, I think there was a Cosgrove. But in Duncan's time, they were Scottish anyhow. And my mother used to deal in there.
How do you mean?
Get her groceries and stuff there. So I was, they sold out to Providers. They just disappeared out of Longford. They didn't know where they went.
Yeah.
This was 1952.
Hmm.
So in about 1957 or 58, I'm not sure, but it would have been 57. I was over in Glasgow, playing with a band, right? And we were staying in this hotel. And as soon as I walked in the door, they all knew me. It was Duncan's that had been in Longford.
Oh, well.
It was a family-run hotel.
It's a small world, like, and they knew you.
A small world.
And they knew you.
They did, and I knew them.
Yeah.
When I walked in the door, oh, you Berney, how you by the first name, they forget them now, it's so long ago.
Oh, that's a lovely memory, like, yeah, I like things like that. That reminds you, just, it's a real community and everybody knows everybody, you know. Well, it's a small world, like. And they went to open a hotel, a bar. Yeah,
but they were gone. 5 years after they left Longford to hang me up with them again. And it was only pure accident, you know, chance in a million.
I'm sure you would have great chats now.
Huh?
You would have had great chats.
Ah, we had. I should have stayed with them for a week.
Yeah. One of my favourite little things of hearing was there used to be a shop. It'd be just beside where the museum used to be, where you could buy broken biscuits.
Where was the museum?
Down beside Billy the Barber's there. Just up from there. Wasn't that a museum? The red brick building.
The old post office.
Yeah, was that not a museum then after then? Or it
I
was for a time.
think
it was.
But I
think
the
there would have been-
historical society had it
Yeah.
for a while. But there was dry rot or something in there.
Right.
Couldn't have it as a museum. And that was the post office
Yeah. Alright.
in my time.
But there would have been a shop then beside it, like would have been a big shop, like.
There was Stoker's Hotel right beside
Yeah.
it.
Never knew there was a hotel there now.
That was the man's shop after.
The man
And
shop
next
was
to
there?
that was Malone's Bakery.
Yeah. There wasn't a shop or a little.
There was a shop
Yeah.
there. Sure, there was all the shops
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Malone's was a shop, the bakery even. They used to sell cakes and I could show you a picture of a cake that Malone's made actually.
Yeah.
They
we were-
made my wedding cake and I was just looking at it. That's me said from the wife when we got married.
Very good. What was her name?
Cindy Malone. And there was Peter Malone. And there was another Malone sister there too, I forget her name.
And do you have kids or?
Did they have kids?
No, yourself.
Bridget is my wife's name. She's
Oh,
from Leitrim.
ah,
With 3 kids.
3 kids.
That's one of them there behind you on her wedding day.
Right. It's very glamorous.
Instead this one.
Draw it off from the nest.
Huh? They're all over here, I think. I'm married. And that's his wife. That's my wife. That's my second eldest daughter, Shirley. That's Siobhan. That's Brian. That's myself.
Good.
Dublin.
The concert hall was gave her. Yeah.
In Dublin.
And who's the other man?
Kevin Hawke. He worked for RTE.
Lovely man, Gabriel.
Mm.
I miss
Good
the old,
person.
the late show with him when he
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
do it. It was a
Nice
good.
man.
He was.
Gentleman.
Yeah. I rather him now doing it. I think they should have either stopped it, finished when he stopped. Like. So, I haven't watched it since now.
Sure, RTE, I suppose. It was a popular show, they wouldn't want to lose it either.
Yeah. He was a
You
long.
had big advertising, you see, when that show was on.
Yeah. He did it for many years, didn't he? Like it would have
I
been.
was there a lifetime, yeah.
Yeah. Grew up on him now.
He was there from the late 1950s. That's it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't remember a restaurant on Water Street there, at the top of Water Street.
No. Restaurant.
Because you would be going down Water Street
Where the
from the
pub
main
was.
street. Down below that again.
Again, past that.
There was a Frenchman had a restaurant around there,
Oh.
Roger Caron.
No, I never would have heard that.
I remember seeing him on the paper as well. He on D-Day, he was one of the French commandos when the Allied troops were all landing in France in the Second World War.
Well,
He was with the French commandos French commandos at that time.
and he came and opened a restaurant in Longford.
And he come here to Longford and opened the restaurant. He was
Wow.
married to an Irish woman, I think. But anyway, they made a film of it, and it was called The Longest Day was the name of the film. And the reason he was on the paper, he was there at the premiere of the film,
Right.
because he had given them a lot of advice on what was happening at that time, what happened on the day that they were making the film about.
And such an important day as well now in history,
Yeah.
like.
See, when I grew up, it was a small enough town, and there was no houses in Chapel Street even when I was going to school.
Mm.
There's a couple of thatched houses on the left just before you come to the new houses that were built. And I think where the fire station was later on, there was one house there. That was it. I told you I remember Teffia being built, but that wasn't
Yeah.
it. When I was going to national school, like that wouldn't have been there either.
Just land. It was somebody's
Yeah.
land. Was it just a
Could
field?
be any field.
Yeah.
There was only population of Longford was small enough at that time. You knew everybody.
Yeah.
And you knew everybody belonged to everybody. you knew who was related to who and everything. No way could walk up and down the main street in Longford and mightn't meet one that I knew.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a whole different town.
All different now, yeah. And would have, like, you remember the fair days, would have been any yearly fairs that would have went on that would have been a bit bigger now?
It was a monthly fair.
A monthly fair.
The last month of the month was the cattle fair.
That was one on the street, like.
And I think it was the second Tuesday of the month was the pig fair.
But would have been any other fanfare or a big other thing and some field or something like, or?
No. You'd be just selling cattle and round around the Longford Arms Hotel there to be selling horses.
Yeah.
That end of the town would be all horses and further up the town would be all cattle. And people used to get free milk as well. Because they'd have to milk the cows, you see.
They'd have to, yeah.
Yeah. You'd see locals coming with their buckets getting a bucket of milk. They'd be making butter. Some of the houses would make butter.
Well,
everything was industrious people that
everything was made use of, like.
Oh, it was. Cows would just have to be milked anyway, you know.
Yeah. For their own sake, like, isn't it? For their own health,
they
have to be. They have to be, yeah. I
It
learned
was
that.
a different world it was.
Yeah.
As I told you, nearly everybody had a garden and they grew their own vegetables and stuff. Most people had a few hens and a couple of ducks. And some houses had a pig, they'd rear a pig and kill it.
I think my granny would have done that now as well, my mother.
And all bake their own bread. There's no such thing as getting this bread from Dublin and all this. There's a few local bakeries. Told you, Malone's Bakery. Kiernan's Bakery. Kiernan's had a bakery as well. That'd be where Valentine's is now. Up that yard. There's a yard there between them and...
There is that gateway, like.
Aye. Up there. The bakery was down that yard.
So what was that building originally, like, that Valentine's, like?
Oh, that was a bar and grocery.
Bar and grocery.
Yeah.
Who owned that, like?
Ned
Was
Kieran.
it Kieran? Yeah, well, that was himself, yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of them, like, kind of gates dotted around the town, like, you know. Some have probably disappeared now. That would have been like stable yards and stuff.
Well, all my ancestors now, do you know where Extra Vision was there?
Yeah.
You know that gateway there? It's just closed up now. Well, my ancestors had my grandfather and there were 6 brothers in it. They all worked up that gateway. They had a coach building business.
Well.
But that's all built on now.
Yeah.
You look up that gateway. There's people in through it there one there. It's all built on.
Yeah.
That would have been a hive of industry at that one time, making traps and carts and stuff like that.
I know there's a nice man, kind of does it, Francie Ward, I don't know if you ever heard of him. His grandfather would have done the same as well. Where Longford Town apparently used to first start playing football. Yeah, you never heard of Francie Ward, yeah?
I didn't know.
But your grandfather, like, your
it was
family...
Maguire's. No, you could have worked at Maguire's. Maguire's was in Richmond Street. They had a coach building business as well. They're where the Tangled Web is now.
Yeah.
That was Maguire's.
Sounds like Longford was a hive. Longford really was a hive for different...
Oh, it was. And you know where I was talking about Connolly's coach builders there. You know where the chemist shop is next to it?
Yeah.
That was Masterson's. That was a harness making. They'd have all harness hanging outside. They were making harness.
I can just imagine the sounds walking through Longford back then, like, you know what I mean? All the
animals. You'd hear the clip-clop of hooves and you'd hear carts rattling, the wheels higher than short wheels. Yeah.
So your family are really...
well, that's why the carpentry would be bred in me, you know.
Yeah.
And I told you I built the house here. I wouldn't find it any bother to do any woodwork. I think I grew up with it.
What was your grandfather's name that worked in the... Berney, same.
They're all in the same grave out in Ballymccormick, just inside the main gate. So there'll be an old family. The oldest families will be nearest to the main gate. As you go up the graveyard,
it fans out then, like.
They're fanning out a bit. They're younger and younger and younger. My great-grandfather is buried there too. He was Robert Connolly. I don't actually know where the Connollys came from. Whether they come from Galway or... It's a great Monaghan name as well. Every second family in Monaghan is Connolly.
Yeah, something you never looked up for
I didn't
the answers.
know. I'd like to do it sometime. You know where Heaton's is now?
Yeah.
There was Connolly's there as well. That was a garage. You're asking me, has the town changed much?
No,
it's a whole different.
It changes every 10 years, doesn't it? It sounds like, or every 20 years. And
there was no chippers. I remember the first fella to sell chips in Longford. It was Mel Gillerton. Come from England and started selling chips, making chips and selling them. It was the first chip shop in Longford.
Yeah, he had a shop unit, like, it wasn't out
Down
on
at
the
the bottom
road.
of
Like,
Main Street, yeah.
oh, right.
Right.
I say you
Yeah,
would
where
have been...
Keogh's pub is.
Yeah.
No, that was it. No, it was next door to that.
Where there's a barber's right at the end there.
That was Paddy Riley's, that was a pub. And then it was Mick Fox's, it was a butcher shop after that. And then Dalton had it, hadn't he?
Oh, that's right, there is.
Auctioneer.
Yeah.
Gannon's were in it for a while, butchered and too.
Well. The chippers now, I say, would him in a nice...
And he made the first ice lolly ever I tasted was...
That was his place, is it?
Yeah. I made them himself, which is just orange juice into a mould and stick a stick in it and that's it. We never seen ice lollies before that.
I say he would have done a fair trade now, like.
He's done a great trade. He had a jukebox in there too.
Huh?
All the youngsters would congregate in there at night, listening to the jukebox.
So yeah, it sounds like something you see in an old English film or something, you know, people hanging in these little bars or chip shops now with the music, yeah. And that's 50s, 60s or what's it?
That was the 1950s.
50s as well. Electric was electric long in then now?
He was small enough when we got into electricity.
Yeah.
And I remember who put it in. He was Anthony Vaughan. He was an electrician. He lived in Dublin Street. Some of the Vaughans would still be there with it.
There's Vaughan's actually up beside me, grocery shop, like.
Yeah.
Used to be Fallon's.
Where are you living now?
Mickey Home Park.
Oh, right. Right, that was Fallon's. That was...
Gerald Fallon.
Well, that was Tormy's in my time, before it was Fallon's.
I thought they built that themselves, no? Fallon's.
Well, the shop might have been built.
Yeah.
But that house, there was a house there and they had a little shop there.
The house is still there, alright, yeah.
It's Tormy's.
Alright. And then they built the shop onto it then. I think it started small and got bigger then. Like.
Oh, Jerry had a travelling shop. They had a little shop just inside the door. It was only a small little shop. It was about a square like that. Inside the door, a little counter.
Yeah, I did a story with him, he told me about that, the travelling shop. Right. There would have been a lot of that as well back then, people going down.
And there's a few of them going from house to house. Bread and Spread, they had the bakery in Dublin Street. They used to go around with a van around the town, selling local to house to house. Frankie Flaherty is the brother of Tony's.
Right.
You know Tony Flaherty, you know?
Yeah, he plays the music.
A brother of Tony's. He lives up in Beckystown in County Meath. And he was driving Bread and Spread van. And he used to do house to house around the town here. Well, it'd be mostly buns and cakes that we'd be up buying often. Confectionery.
For like entertainment, I suppose, as you said, you make your own, wasn't it? Like,
there was any amount of entertainment.
Yeah. Was there more sports going on? Like,
there was. Sure, we had the soccer pitch was in the town.
That was in the Greyhound track. Yeah.
there used to be a yearly show there as well, an agricultural show.
And where was that held then?
That was in the dog track as well, where the dog track is now. Longford Town Football Club could have bought that dog track at one time for £300. And you know, there was more than £300 worth of galvanised surrounding it.
Well,
I don't know whether they didn't have the money or they didn't want to buy it, I don't know. They didn't buy it anyhow.
it's a pity now. It would have been a great spot now for
John Doris
football.
bought it.
Like the greyhounds was a popular thing back then. I know the grandfather was involved for many years. Like, remember going up there, and I was only young, like, and it was jammed, like, and it was fairly.
Your uncle-in-law too, Bobby McKeown.
Bobby, yeah,
He'd
he's a
have
big
been
man
involved
for
with the
dogs.
greyhounds.
Cousin as well, David, yeah, son of his, yeah.
He'd have been reared beside my wife, Bobby.
Yeah.
Aye. Down in Leitrim.
Oh, your family in Leitrim as well now. My granny now, she would have been Guckian.
What Guckians are there now?
Now, they're
Have you their address on the top of your head?
the other side of Cartown, just beside Drumlumman.
Oh, I know where you are, aye.
Drumlumman. There's Patsy Guckian. You
Mhm,
probably know
the
him now.
Leitrim
Did you ever hear
Road.
of Patsy Guckian? He played.
There's a lot of Guckians. There's
There
Guckians
is.
actually related to my wife, but they're not the same Guckians.
Yeah, no, there's an awful lot of Guckians in Leitrim, like.
There's Guckian, I know Guckians, he's a Guckian, he's a counsellor, he's
No.
in Drumsna.
No,
That's one Guckian I know.
Yeah.
Then I know the Guckians that are related to my wife. And then I know other Guckians that are down there that are not related to her.
Yeah. Patsy Guckian now, he'd be my granny's brother. He played the accordion, like, and the fiddle. No, the fiddle would have been his thing. The fiddle. He was a great player of the fiddle. He would have done the Crossroads there.
Was his four up on the...
He was
I
indeed.
played with him. I haven't seen him there. And I tell you the song he sings. Do you ever hear him singing?
No, I never heard him singing.
There's gold in the mountain, gold in the valley, gold in the river and gold in the sea. You never heard him singing?
Never heard him singing.
Is he still alive, is he?
He is, yeah.
Now, I do a session down in Carrigan-Shannon every Sunday night. I go down there too. It's a kind of session. Everybody
An
comes
open
in.
session, like anybody can.
You don't get paid for it or anything
No.
like that. But he used to come. I haven't seen him in a long time.
No, he's still
Was
around.
he sick or did anybody die belonging to him?
No, he's looking after herself, you know.
Aye.
And he'd be busy like that, like, but he's still around, you know.
And he's a relation of yours, is he?
Yeah, it'd be grand. Yeah, it'd be me granny's
Lovely
brother.
man he is.
Yeah,
Nice fiddle player too.
apparently he's very good. Yeah,
He's a good singer too.
I never knew he sang now.
I got him to sing
I have to get him on the
Bunny,
camera now.
Bunny, the heartaches are waiting for me. That's the name of the song. Only
say
the
that sometimes.
heartaches are waiting for me. Yeah.
A small world, like.
Yeah. I know him.
And where do you play in Carricktown? Where do you get together?
Croghan's.
Croghan's,
Croghan's
yeah.
pub. It's near enough to the bridge there.
And there's still a lot of interest in the old Irish music tradition.
There is down there because you have a lot of foreigners. They want to hear Irish music coming in on the boats and hired cruisers there, and they're floating up and down the Shannon.
The Moon
There's
River.
always a crowd.
There's
There's
always
always
there
buzzing.
is, yeah. It is a popular spot, alright, like for But like, but I did a story on McKenna's up in McKeown Park there. Did you ever come across Kay McKenna? Or she plays the spoons.
No.
So some nights, now some Friday nights, they used to have a get together on their own in the house, like, and play the traditional music. Anybody can come, like, and play whatever they wanted to play, you know. It was nice to hear, like, because I hadn't heard that in a long time, you know. But the Longford Arms tried to do something there not so long ago as well, didn't they? They had a kind of a get together as well, like that, kind of an open.
And they tried to start a session there, I think.
Yeah.
And that's too big of a place for it.
It's great to hear it though. It reminds you
You want to
who
get
you are, where you're
into
from.
it's smallish pub, so it's
Yeah.
Because it looks big then, you know, if you have a crowd of musicians and
Was
you might
Huey
have a
Dives
half
doing-
dozen customers, but it looks big when you have them all.
Yeah. I think Huey Dives were doing something there lately as well.
You die.
Yeah.
That'd be an ideal place for
I
a
think there was
session.
something. There was a call there to come and play there.
Who's running that place now?
I'm not too. I think there's a young man doing it now. Apparently, to be honest, I don't drink now. I'm not. I
I
wouldn't.
don't drink either.
You don't.
Did you ever try the non-alcoholic beer?
I don't like the taste of beer at all.
Well, do you know?
No. Well, apparently there's new brands now and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
they
that.
wanted to go
They
into a
feel
pub
part
and
of
they didn't
it.
want to look out a place,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
There is non-alcoholic beer
yeah,
now. You
yeah,
have to ask for it.
yeah. And Heineken do zero as well. Apparently,
They
there's
do. The nicest one is Erdinger,
Erdinger.
the German one.
Yeah.
I think it's German. I'm not sure.
I actually like. I never liked the taste of beer anyway. Like I don't know. But as you said, yeah, it looked apart. Like it looked. Yeah, you wouldn't feel it.
Having something in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
See another tune. Seeing you're putting this on YouTube would be better than talking. Maybe.
Yeah.
Play a couple of Scottish ones this time.
You had to get the Scottish tune in there
The
now.
first one there was Annie Laurie, and the second one was My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose. Robbie Burton's would have written that.
Great
You ever
poet.
heard of him, did
Great
you?
poet, yeah, the Scottish poet.
I told you I can make this sound like bagpipes. Yeah.
It certainly does. There is good, yeah. You can hear it.
You start that session and all look around, I don't know what you're on.
I think I've more than enough on that. Like,
I think you've lost.
I appreciate that. Thanks very much for talking.